Oh my god. So tired of my computer. Exhausted of it. Chatters in the chat, excited for sewing. I'm kind of excited too. I hope I can fucking finish this. I'll talk a little bit about it. So this is not actually what I intend my final green screen situation to be. It's just convenient. I haven't washed my face. I look terrifying. So I'm not gonna actually like show myself. And also, I just this is like the easiest way to show you like the green part is getting green screened out, to show you close-ups of what is underneath. Oh, it's my Tumblr posts. Look, I'll try to, look, you can see my little face. Remember that drawing I made a while ago? Anyway, I found this like bouncing DVD logo. Oh my god, you can't even see it. God, where could I go? Where could I go? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Talking about my project. Hey, do you remember, if you're a real Churls fan, you'll remember I made this enormous, tremendous crazy quilt. I made like, I think I even made most or all of the blocks like on stream. That was a while ago. It was like maybe years ago at this point. Just because of like moving and stuff, I haven't really been able to work on it. That changes today. So what can I say? I put a binding on this. I also put a backing on it. No batting, because it's just like a really big, huge fleece blanket, and it's gonna be a pretty warm and good quilt. I basted down some of it. I think mostly only the vertical kind of like lines. I sewed them down, and then after like, this quilt's really fucking big. It might even be like close to a king size quilt. Maybe. I haven't really sat down and measured it, but it's huge, and it hurts to work on it. It's just crazy. It's heavy. It's really warm. I had to tell my dog to go away because she's like, oh, we're going to sit together on the big blanket. And I was like, we're fucking not. Because there's so many pins in this that it's not possible. She's gonna love this. But anyways, so yeah, I'm just trying to get this finished. I think it would be great. It's already, where I live, it's starting to get, you know, sometimes kind of cold at night. This honestly is so warm, I could not maybe envision it being on my bed. It's just ludicrous how warm it is. I don't really know what to show you. Basically, I did this kind of backwards. This part, it was like inside out. It was like flipped this way. And I took my machine and I just like stitched down the edge of it. Like maybe a 1/4 inch out or something from the edge. Maybe a bit more. And then I ironed that. I flipped it and ironed it, and now I'm folding over the edge onto this back and like sewing it. So this side would usually be on the front. Why didn't she put it on the front? I just didn't fucking feel like it. I guess I wanted the front to look a little bit neater and nicer. So I did that side first, even though it's like a smaller binding on that side maybe. I think when real quilters do it, they get it very close to the same on both sides. Like if you flip it, it'll look mostly identical. But I'm not that good in this, I can't stress enough how a project like this, because it's so heavy and like unworkable, it's so difficult to get it even. And at this point, I think I just want it done. No matter how ugly this shit looks, when it's done, it's gonna function just great as a quilt. So that's really my only goal with this. Yeah, I don't know. So that's mostly, I haven't churltobered for a couple days. So I've been working on this quilt. I've been working on Call Now, which is my show with Cece, that's coming up on Friday evening at 7 Eastern. I still have some work to do for that. A lot of art. I've also been working on this commission that honestly, I've fucked the commission up so bad that I am thinking about just like telling the client like, hey, if you're tired of like waiting for me, I think like you can just fire me. Like, because I just like I had a couple boop. I had a couple things happen this month that, and it's not anything that the Twitch stream that the Churls Stan army needs to really know about. Like, it's fine, everything worked out, but like needless to say, other things were capturing my attention. Some of the things were good, some of the things were bad, or just like difficult, and so it didn't like leave me a lot of time. Like, I haven't even worked on my own art in some time, I feel like, other than for a call-in show, which I make a lot of time for, because I really want to get that done, all that stuff for it done. Sorry, it's call now, not call-in show. I'm calling it that out of habit, because our old, our production document was called simply call-in show before we figured out the, title. Anyways, I don't know. So it's long story short, I really screwed up this commission. I did a lot of work on it in other ways, and I think I haven't done a bad job, but like anytime I need to like tell somebody that like I need to postpone by like a number of months past the deadline, I start to feel like pretty awful about it. So I feel like it's just like I just need to like I need to at least give them the option without making them feel bad. Like, hey, like, look, I know my art's good, but like it's probably not worth this amount of waiting. By the way, this needle got bent. Can you see? And it was on this, like, when I was trying to push it through, because the quilt is so thick, it like bent the needle. Tatter says, I get freaked out when I can't calmly have something on my lap to work on it if it keeps falling off or whatever. So I think the big quilt will be hard for me. If you wedge yourself into the exact right place, like right now this isn't really falling off, so it's perfect. But putting it through the machine, I mean, I barely got through it myself. I got through like one side of binding by machine, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like three quarters of it, which maybe we'll get to if I can sew fast enough. It looks great, but the remaining quarter looks like complete shit, and it's because like I was wrestling with everything so much. So that sucks, but you know, it's kind of like, it's sort of a problem with all quilts, I want to say. After a certain point, if it's gonna be for your bed, that is, like, you really need like a quilting frame, or you need like a long arm machine, and I'm not that dedicated, nor do I have that kind of disposable income or space. Well, actually, the benefit of a quilting frame is that you can kind of like collapse it down and put it away. So I probably do actually have space for a quilting frame. Maybe that's something I should talk to my housemates about, because they're kind of like, they're sort of handy with like projects like that, and I'm pretty sure you can just make your own. That would be perfect for me. I could actually quilt, but you know, my hand quilting abilities, as much as I love to quilt by hand, they are poor. Sorry about this. My phone keeps like losing connection with my computer and being like, oh, you don't trust this computer. I've never seen this computer in my life. It seems like a multi-person job for machining. Well, if you have like certain tools, like if you have PVC pipes and like clips to hold, like, you think about it like those shitty blinds that are on windows, except on like two different sides of the quilt. You can like roll the quilt up and like kind of like put the whole, it's sort of in a sense like a frame, but only in like a sense. It's not like, that's not like the formal name for what that setup is, but you can do that. It's possible. They also sell like, or not sell, again, you can make some of these things. Like if you have your sewing machine inset into your table and you have a big table, it's kind of like trivial then to like finish a quilt. It's just that like you need space. And it's like, it's space you're like, most people are probably like not likely to have unless like quilting is your life. Which I think for most people, quilting is not their life. As much as I am kind of like a little obsessed with quilting, I definitely wouldn't say it's my life right now, because I have other shit I need to do, like take too long on commissions, for example. Oh. What else? I want to talk more about that commission, but I'm like, it's not anything that's technically like bad for me to say or anything like that, but I wonder if it's like not, if it's unprofessional for me to like comment on why it's been hard. I think well, okay, part of it is like that should just, it's like just what I said recently. It's kind of common knowledge that I have like health problems, so like that's honestly been the most of it. Sorry, just like trying valiantly to bend this needle back into shape. I think I can do it. No, it's not working. I'll get part way and it'll like snap and roll over. Yeah, the health problems and like the other stuff going on in my life, like I think the worst thing about it is just like when you don't have like good ability to like decompress from other stuff going on and just like go sit down and like work on stuff. But you also, you know, I think I was not like I'm trying to think of what to say. I don't want to like, this isn't a project that like I want to really like, for both me and the person doing it, like it's not like I don't think we're gonna put like our government names on it. I think we're gonna release it anonymously, but like where was I getting with that? Okay, so it's like a multimedia project, right? I think it's safe to call it a multimedia project. And part of that is was writing a script, and I don't know how it happened exactly. It just always seems to happen to me. I ended up like helping to edit the script a bit and some other kind of like organizational things, project management. I swear to God, I've talked about this on stream before, just like the general kind of like dynamic of like, I'm finding a lot of the time that when I go to like work on something and provide art, like I always end up like tricking myself into doing like project management instead, because like, so the thing is like I have to do that for myself, right? I have to like make a checklist and like schedule everything out so that I can give good appraisals of how long something is going to take, right? And then it's like it becomes like, oh, let me just do this thing, because like the other person who I'm working for will not necessarily have it like, well, first off, it's not their fault. They don't really know that, like, they don't know about my own limits and like my time and all that stuff, right? So I have to do that for myself anyways. But then often it's the case that like they themselves, and it's not a sin or anything, but they don't have something like that in place for themselves, or just like the expectations are like too much for like the amount of money or just like the amount of time or whatever. Just like, you know, like I think it makes sense, but like most clients, like when they come to me, they're not thinking that I have like a million other things to do or like jobs in queue to like try to support myself. I gotta get new thread because I just ran out. Hold on. Gee, I hope it doesn't fall. I hope it don't fall. It was fine. It's so heavy, it's like, it's not gonna fall. Oh, alright, here's the needle. Where was I? I was fucking complaining endlessly. No, I wasn't complaining, I was just talking about it. Yeah, so like, I don't think it's like a personal failing or whatever that people wouldn't necessarily think like, oh yeah, this is an artist with like a million things in queue. So, you as the artist kind of have to go like, hey, I have a million things in queue, so here's what I can do for you, and like, you know, just be like, hey, maybe I can't do like 30 items for this project, maybe I can do like 10, and see if that's still agreeable. Or just it can be even in a meaner way too, to straight up tell the person like, hey, you're not getting 40 items in a day, like, I can give you such and such for the time amount, like, so you either let me give you less or you give me more time to do it. And shockingly, not usually people like not this project, a different one, but like when people have come to me being like, oh, like this is an unacceptable time frame, like you're taking too long, and like I cannot, like, even though they could, like I can't change this project in any way to like accommodate that. And if I go like, all right, I can't do it, then they'll be like, no, wait, please come back. Because my prices, I guess, amongst other things, hopefully the quality of my work, I think it's good enough that people are like, wait a second. You can't be... I sense that, like, that browbeating technique has been tried on me a lot and often failed. I usually end up getting my way. I think it's because, like... Okay, it's not related to what I'm saying. I once made, like, a Venn diagram for, like, webcomics, and it's, like, pick one, and it's, like, releases on time, well written, or no, pick two. You can only have two. Releases on time, good writing, good art. And then, like, in the middle, I can't remember, but, like, it's, like, doesn't exist. Because it's kind of like a joke. I'm sure it exists, but, it's like a unicorn webcomic was the point. It's tongue-in-cheek. I don't even think webcomics are, like, all that popular anymore. I mean, it's, like, shitty to say that. That's not what I mean. I'm not saying because they're not good. I'm just saying, like, I don't see a lot of people reading them. I know, Evan Dom is still doing webcomics work, and his are, like, some of the best. And, Questionable Content is, like, still running. And I think what is it called? Is it Mega Tokyo? Am I crazy? You know the one. You know the webcomic I'm talking about, even if it's not called Mega Tokyo. That's still going. It's on a it's on a very slow release schedule, but it is still going. God damn it. I fucked up. You won't even be able to maybe tell how I fucked up. This stitch is too high. This is, it sucks. It sucks. All I can say is this fucking sucks. It takes a lot of, like, just small adjustments and, like, going over things a lot. So you have to be... I mean, I guess it doesn't technically take those things. You could not care, I guess. I could not care. I suppose I could not care. I suppose I could cease to give a shit, but I do give a shit. I would like it to be fairly uniform. So you gotta give it to me. But I want that. Maybe some of this... Maybe the tactics I use will be somewhat different than what I imagined. Just trying to grab my thread that I have gently pulled out. Anyways, what I was just complaining about commissions. I want to take some personal responsibility on this. I don't want, although it gives me life and it helps me a lot to kind of like talk out what's going wrong with like my jobs, or not going wrong, but like, you know, the difficulties I have with them. Like, it helps me to do that, but I don't want to like try to like sidestep the fact that like, yeah, some of this is like certainly due to my own personal failings that I'm like not doing so good on these projects. But it's easy to be more self-justified when like there's a lot about like the jobs themselves that are questionable, I guess. Or not questionable, but like there's kind of like some unfair pressures that like, or not pressures, but responsibilities that like if you're an artist, like you're not going into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do all this for a project. Like you're just gonna like, I'm gonna draw pictures. It's like, first off, not true. It's so much more than drawing pictures. It's also about self-discipline and like owning, doing your own business and shit like that. But anyways, not interesting perhaps. I'm self-conscious suddenly. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Okay. I like the self-talk there. I think in hobby, it can be easy to fall into, well, it is so hard and it has to be this way, when often we are choosing to do it a way for one reason or another. That's so true. Yeah, for me, the motivation comes from, like, I look at some of my old quilts. Like, does anyone remember the fuck you dress quilt? It's okay if you don't. One of my favorite quilts, somebody I know online even, like, passed it around, like, his mom's friends who quilt, and they were like, that's so cool. But, you know, I look at that quilt now, and I'm like, ooh, like, the technique was, like, bad. Like, I didn't, this part I'm doing right now, I did it really awful on that quilt. But I guess, like, you know, other stuff was covering up for that, like the color choice and, like, the, you know, creativity of, like, appliquing a dress onto a quilt or whatever. If we don't remember, it's literally folded up in my, like, bed sheets. I could, like, go get it later. But, yeah, I don't know. Just like looking at how my other projects come out, or sorry, my oldest projects came out, and like, you know, the more that I advance and like do more projects and stuff, the more that I start to have ambitions of like, well, I want it to be better than this. Or like, you know, I can start to really see the mistakes and things that I don't want to be carrying forward. And so now when I am trying to put this fucking binding on, I'm trying to watch out for stuff like, oh, you've put it on unevenly, or whatever. That's me looking at the first cards I did for Cube Project just 2 months ago. It's so funny. I could give context. I think some people already know. I did, me and Tatters both have been contributing art for a custom cube. Tatters, would you call these cards, are they proxies, kind of? Are they proxy cards? And like, we're making art for the proxy cards? Question mark? I don't know. I'm not fresh with the lingo, but basically, for our friend Gnome Bitten, we were making a lot of 800 by 600 illustrations for use on Magic cards, and yeah. So I posted a couple of them. Like, I don't want to invoke any of them. Nobody cares about my work that much. But like Shrek with a whip, dressed like Indiana Jones. That was like one of the ones. For that project, my pathway with it was like, I started out kind of sort of shitty because I was trying to draw on my Linux computers, you know, just to like use them. And coming up with like whack ways to do like tablet input because I didn't have like a tablet that I could really use with it. Sorry, pen tablet. Till recently, now I do, but I got a Huion, or whatever how you say it, for like $10. And now I use that with my Linux computer. But then, anyways, so like as time passed, I was going from like simpler drawings to then doing like stuff that was more ambitious, and then at the very end, because we were rushing to kind of like get it done once and for all, I've donated some of the shittingest drawings of all time. Shittingest, but like I say it with affection though. And yeah, it's kind of like what you're talking about. It's like sometimes you just have to like move the goalposts a little bit. Some are proxies, I think, in that they are existing cards already. That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. But I just don't know. Oh god, I messed up really bad. What did I do? Ugh. I must not be focusing correctly. You can't even see it. I mean, the whole thing of this stream is like, I honestly just haven't streamed for some days, and I need to catch up. So, sorry. It's not gonna be that good. And my phone keeps disconnecting for some fucking reason. Hello? The turnip juice, I'm always like, I'm always going like, don't use government name, don't use government name, don't. Because I don't know if we know each other like that. Or from your side, I'm not sure if you be knowing me like that. Lol, he says. But hey, I'll show this off momentarily. I want to emphasize that this stream is looking bad on purpose with my green screen here. I can do it better than this. I just chose not to. This is a really, really big, really huge, really big, crazy quilt. If you don't know what a crazy quilt is, it's like this. It's crazy. And I'm adding the binding on it now. There's like, if we were to, it would be like raw edges under here, and we're just getting it all together so it doesn't get fucked up. Great stuff, he says. Great stuff, he says. Oh my, it's so heavy. It's, I could not possibly show you. I'd have to like, there's so much I'd have to, oh, okay, actually, yeah, why don't I just show you like this? So you see like there's this edge and we're covering it up like this. Anyway. And beyond that, I've just been complaining about this, some commission work that I have and like being behind on everything. But yeah, it's all right. It's not like I'm sobbing and crying. I'm just rambling while I do my quilt. And trying to make it beautiful. Oh my god. Yes. So I'm doing this, like, bozo style. I said earlier, I tried to put this through the machine. I put one edge of this quilt through the machine to complete this, and, like, it just didn't come out that nice. I think, even, I've said it before when I've sewed and done streams, even the ugliest hand quilting, it's somehow, to me, it's more beautiful than machine quilting a lot of times. For, like, a visible stitch. When it comes to piecing, I think you must do machine, because you'll save your hands from, like, arthritis that way. And it's the best. It's just the best. But for visible seams, again, even if they're ugly, I think you gotta hand sew. It's just, it's such a nice... I mean, isn't that what they do for fashion as well? Like, for anything, they will choose to hand, in some, like, ateliers or whatever, they'll, like, hand finish certain things to get them, like, just right. Same principle. I think homemade baked good often looks better than mediocre machine-made good. I think I agree. Being an artist and maker of any kind is like you get bad joints. I've been so lucky over the years to mostly not be getting bad joints. My worst thing is, like, in my right hand, I'll get some, repetitive stress injury. It's not even really... It's from, like, pinching things too hard. You know, that kind of an injury? But, I've been very lucky in that regard. I've known other artists with, like, really bad problems. I even know somebody who, like, I think he just, like, stopped doing visual art because, his carpal tunnel is too much. But that's part of it. Yeah, you have to budget, kind of, or not budget, but you have to expect that the older you get, the riskier it's gonna get with your injuries. That big meaty muscle under my thumbs is fucky. You're probably talking about this. It's a funny thing. Talking about hands, me and Chad, my husband, we were talking about learning to do sleight of hand because we both love magic tricks, and I was like, when you palm a coin, you have to hold it like in this space in your hand, but you have to make it look natural while you hold it. So you, like, if there's a coin right here and I was like, and it would appear to disappear, you've got to hold it in between here. And I was like, Chad, I think I have to give up because I just, you know, I have very strong hands, but there's no flesh here to, like, do that with. Like, I would have to, like, even a big item, I can't do it. If I had something, everybody, look, in my hands, it's an iPod Nano, but I pass my hand over and it disappears. But, like, okay, so I, like, do here. So, like, I pass my hand over, wait, let's try to do it right. I pass my hand over and it disappears. So, like, I have nothing. Like, my hand is too thin. It's maybe he kept insisting, no, there's a way you can teach yourself. And I'm like, I don't know if you can. He has more hand, that's cheating. Yeah, I think if you have more, like, fleshed, I think the camera's not really showing it that well, but I have, like, my hands are so thin, like, I can't. And this Skeletor, you know, like, I got nothing. I have nothing. If you have bigger hands or, you know, meatier hands, then you should try to be a magician. I think so. That's good. Despite doing exercise and trying to keep them well, my wrists still hurt quite a bit. Oh, that's awful. I'm sure, you know, it's like that thing of, like, when you get a headache and you go and you say to your friends, oh, I've got a headache, and they're like, drink more water. Like, you don't want to hear those suggestions, probably, of, like, oh, do stretches. Like, I'm sure you do all that stuff already. I'm trying to think of what helps me. Honestly, I think just staying away from whatever it is for a bit. Or, finding different ways to do it. Like, something I've done a lot, if I'm on a deadline and my hands... It doesn't happen much, like I said, but, like, if my hands get screwed up, I, like, this is one of my ancient phones, by the way. I'll take, like, a phone and do, like, some art program and just, like, draw with my fingers, because it doesn't... If you just need to make a sketch or something, it's fine. It will work in a pinch. I've actually made some really I've made some really great commissions with finger painting. There's, like, a couple portraits I've made that I'm like, god damn, like, those are so good. The staying away is the hardest part for me. All my hobbies are using similar hand motions. Staying away means basically not having hobbies. Gosh, that's hard. Yeah, I think it's also, like, finding different ways to do things. That's a big thing with quilting as well, because I am probably gonna have problems after today. I've been lucky so far, but like pinching the needle, it's like really hard. And there's kind of like no way around it because this project has a lot of layers. It's really heavy. The way around it would be putting it through the machine, but it's just too ugly. I can't do it. Feels so fucked up. I want to learn fighting games, and I'm also drawing, and I want to get back to guitar. Ugh, I understand. That's hard. For me, I guess, I think my mental game is off currently. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I didn't used to get like this. I get so discouraged now. Currently I'm learning piano. I'm also like trying to learn how to use Blender and also Unity, like coding. And anytime I like look at the list of things I want to do and try to schedule it into my life, I start feeling like panicking, and I'm like, this is too much stuff. Like I'm barely, but you know, I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm mentally unwell or something, but the greater context is that like I have like health conditions, and like I can't really work with them all that well. So it's like, you know, you at a certain point you have to be like, all right, I guess I just can't learn this one thing right now. But then you know, you have to kind of like make some judgment. For me, it's like my actual freelance work. I feel I should like prioritize those things the most for learning. And then that ends up like being a lot of stuff, and then I'm like back at square one again. But this is not about me. I'm not that pressed about it. You know, like life seems to go on. Even if you don't learn how to code in C sharp or plus, excuse me. Boo, Blender, boo. Wow, is there a ghost in here? No, you're saying boo probably because it's hard. There's too much stuff and so little energy for me. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I totally understand. It feels like for you to even survive, you have to learn so many new things. Ugh. I feel that way too. I'm like, it's weird because I think on the outside, I could show up and do a bad job and I would be praised for doing a bad job. Or, you know, something that isn't up to my standards or whatever. I think, you know, sometimes that gets like a standing ovation. It's very confusing to me because I'm like, I'm not doing good though. Or like, I'm just barely, but then like I'll talk to some people and they're like, yeah, you actually, you know, I can tell this was made by like somebody who is rushing. And I'd be like, okay then. So I'm not crazy. There are ergonomic crochet hooks. There's not really a way to make needles ergonomic. You're talking about knitting needles? There's two things you can try that I heard of. If you use, they say that circular needles are better for this knitting. Oh, for sewing needles. If you have proper thimble and needle technique, there's two things I can show you. Okay. I'll try my best to like show you this. My lighting's not perfect and it's getting cloudy. Okay, so like when we sew, right? Like maybe you do something like this. You put the needle in, you like manually shove it through, and then like with your thumb maybe you even like push the needle through like that. Wrong. Here's a good thing for you to try. When you are sewing, try instead to manipulate the fabric, especially a big project like this. You manipulate the fabric onto the needle, so you're using your left hand to do that. And then when it comes time to push the needle through, take some of your thick fabric or a thimble, I don't know if you have one and you're comfortable using them, and you'll like push it through like that, and you'll save yourself a lot of hand fatigue. This is if you're sewing by hand. I can't, obviously right now I can't show you techniques about it. And I just realized something. I can afford to sew a little bit messy on this. Because if my goal is to just get it done, I can sew it messy first, and then later I can go in with like a nicer stitch and then remove, you know, it's like basting. So I think I'll do that. Tatter says, ooh, that's smart. Yeah, it's good. It really helped me when I learned that. So I hope, you know, you can try it. And if it helps you, then great. We have to share our wisdoms in arts and crafts. I want scissors. I'll be right back. Putting my Sennheisers on the fucking desk. Okay. I'm coming back. Oh god. I have a sad story to tell you about this green screen. It was like 2 days ago. I got my shit together and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna set up my green screen. I've lived here for a year and I still don't have my green screen set up. Hi, Luna. Let's look at you. Let's look at you, Luna. Because you're there. Luna. Oh, this is the wrong side. Excuse me. Fucking. Ooh! Come here. Hey, you. Hey, you. She may be getting. Oh, she's putting her little head. She's putting her little head on my lap. Oh, baby. She's probably getting a little testy because it's time for us to walk soon. But anyways, what was I saying? It's completely on. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm just trimming a bit of the quilt sandwich. I think when I do this in the future, when I trim and before I base stuff together, she's still here, by the way. This dark shadow. I think before I base stuff together, I want to take like a lighter and seal the edge of like the fleece because it tends to shed a lot. And I don't think that actually changes when you fold the binding over. Lunar. Fighting games can be hard ergonomically. People have a tendency to clench and press things too hard. You need to be pretty mindful and try different input devices depending on your specific physical needs. Hey, yeah, actually, not to like throw you under the bus like this, Tatters, but if Turnip Juice wanted nice friends to talk about fighting games too, which I know can be a struggle, then maybe Tatters would be a good person to chat with. Maybe. Oh, it was the green screen. I remember now the story I was telling. The other day I was like, I'm gonna get like face beat. I'm gonna put on the Matrix shirt and I'm gonna get my green screen set up and I am going to stream. I'm going to do it. But the troubleshooting took so long that I got an awful headache, and like by the time I was sitting in OBS with like the source prepared, I was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm too tired. And then I just like laid on the couch and like watched Indiana Jones. Like I wouldn't have piped up if I wasn't open to it. Feel free to hit me up if you want tips. That's why I got a leverless controller for me. I was using DS4. And gripping it too hard. Because I was learning charge characters and my fingers were hurting, but also because I had a bad position for hitbox. My wrist started hurting more. And then I started using leverless on the table and it's all good now. Oh, good. I don't really play that many fighting games or at all myself. But I'm adjacent to the community, I suppose you could say. I could drop names. What about fucking Minimat? What about fucking Ryudo, who I don't think is doing fighting games anymore? What about first name Ty, last name Tuesday? What about... No, I'm sorry. I'm just like naming all my friends, and that's disgusting. I don't care about that stuff. I do not care about fame. I get really deep into fight. I haven't personally switched to leverless. I haven't found one with the type of tenting I need. Interesting stuff. I'm a little interested in peripherals too. Again, I don't play fighting games, but I love keyboard. Can I show you my new keyboard that I've been keeping a secret from everybody? It's a Philco 10 keyless, and it's a blue switch, so it goes click, 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 click. And I love it. This is my third keyboard. Actually, no, it's probably like my fourth. I have, and of my 4 keyboards, one of them is barely a keyboard. Let's be real. It's slab. And my desk in my situation, it's too messy right now for me to like reach over and pick up slab. It'd be scary for me, but, maybe if I, take a break to take my animal for a stroll, and when I come back, I'll show you slab. I just bought a new keyboard last week. Lay it on me. What keyboard? Tell me now. For a while there, and I don't know if it's continuing, but this Philco that I'm showing you, mechanicalkeyboards.com, who doesn't sponsor me, but I honestly, if they did, like, I would be there instantly to do that. I love that. But anyway, they were having a really big sale with Philcos because I guess Philcos are becoming somewhat obsolete. They have a couple characteristics that people don't like. I'll show you. The this hardwire here, instead of having a detachable C cable, I think a lot of people hate that. the actual type of like, you know, there's like a kind of keyboard that has like the mechanical, or sorry, it has like the metal levers that you have to like hook some keys into, like enter and I think spacebar or like that. People don't like that anymore. Not hot swappable, which means that you can switch out easily these switches. People hate that nowadays because if you wanted to do that with a keyboard like this, you have to like unsolder and resolder all the switches. Or replace it with a board that could hot swap. Anyway, Loaf Sneeze, if you're hearing this, you must tell us about your keyboard. But my point was, if you want my Philco or a cheap Philco, you should go to Mechanical Keyboards right now and see if they still have like a couple like the $45 to $55 ones. It's a really good time. Been playing shmups on Leverless. Ooh, I'm so bad at shmups. What about Mushihime? That's my favorite. I love it when she screams when she dies. It sounds awful, but if you have played the game, you know that it's a great sound clip. Squirrels! Why am I squirrels? Because I'm sewing churls? But hi, we've been talking about keyboards. Look at my keyboard, Western style guy. Look, a new one, a different one. I bought it, it was getting really on sale. I was just saying mechanicalkeyboards.com, which doesn't matter to anyone outside the US maybe, but like, for Philcos, this is a Philco. If you could read this, it would say Philco. They had crazy sales going on for Philco, and I know that like if you're a real keyboard sicko, you'll say like, well, it's on sale because it's obsolete kind of now. Or like it doesn't have features that a keyboard sicko wants, but like still, they're great keyboards. Anyway, I got that. I'm trying a different switch type. It's a blue switch. I'm really, I feel insane that for years I've been using a silent red switch because I'm a keyboard slammer. And I thought that was gonna be the way to, hold on, my dog is not here anymore. I'm gonna fix the camera. For years I thought that a silent keyboard was gonna be the thing that fixed my typing woes. But no, it's actually this fucking clicky tactile keyboard was the right thing to start training my hand to not slam. So I really love this keyboard, even though my husband hates it and everybody around me hates it because it's so loud. Awesome, my friend got a mechanical keyboard for $40 the other day and has been loving it. Yes, this keyboard I showed, it's retailing for $45 right now before shipping. So that's like crazy because usually you can't get a decent one for like under like $90, $80, something like that. I've talked about this before too, but since we're being hardware sickos and like I keep meaning to like actually like DM some of you and be like, look at my hardware shit, but I am too shy and stupid. So like here's one of my recent projects. It's actually part of a much other like a larger project. So my husband, he wanted to do he wanted to put a clear shell on his DualShock 5 controller, and I was like, let me do it, let me make the kit. So we he did a bit of research, and not only a shell but a different kind of mod too, which I'll talk about. So like, this is disconnected, I hope. Can you hear this? Not a normal way for face buttons to sound. We installed clicky key switch PCBs to replace the default one. And as you can see, we also swapped the shell. So he bought a kit that was purple and black. In his controller, it's purple, this one's purple and this one's black. And then these face buttons are like the classic PS buttons. They're just like 3D printed bullshit. They're not the real ones. And this he kept default, same with these shoulder buttons, he kept default. And so, and this, it's like PlayStation colors on his. So, from the leftovers of his project, which I did completely by myself, thank you very much. I did the swap, I did the replacement and all that. I just thought it was fucking fun. So I took his leavings, and he at one time had a spare PlayStation, like a DualShock controller 5. Sorry, DualShock 5 controller. But since we've moved a couple times, like, we can't find some of our items, and that controller is one of the items. So I just sat around on eBay for a while until I found, like, it's not on these clear shells, but basically a controller with the right kind of serial number for the kit that he had bought and had spare parts for. So I bought it. It was like used, but like not really. It was like in good condition, and I don't care. I figured that it would be superficially used and not whatever. So that's this controller. I took it apart. Turns out, whether it was used or not, we think it was left in a car for a really long time, or like bad circumstances. In some way, like the temperature not very controlled, like some were hot, some were too cold, and the rumble wires like got, like they just like snapped from their soldering. So my best friend Cece, who I live with, I asked them to redo the soldering because I've never soldered before. So that, and then all the other swaps I mentioned on Chad's. I did on this. I made some aesthetic decisions. Like I kept these sticks I could have changed to like a transparent stick, but I like how this looks better. Same with the PlayStation button. The one thing that sucks about both the repairs, there's something up with these touchpads. They don't work. The swap doesn't work that good, and I haven't really identified why. Like it works, but it's just not as good. But it doesn't matter. I also snapped the microphone the microphone ribbon cable, but I think it was really brittle because of the same issue with the rumble wires. It was like, I don't know, I'm just blaming things other than my own inexpertise, I guess, but it doesn't bother me. I was never going to use the mic cable on these anyways. So that's the controller I'm using nowadays. That's some of the hardware sicko things I've been doing. Now let me put this aside. Oh, Boix is here. So it's ludicrous. Boix is actually really great at hardware mods and stuff like that. So this would be child's play for you, Boix. It would be child's play. But let me give you, before I put it down again, you see, look, it's transparent. It's so cool. You can see all the fucking shit in it. My swap was a lot harder for many reasons, you know, like the unsoldering. And also, I kept messing up the tactile active feedback in the shoulder buttons. Like I kept putting like the gear wound to the wrong place, or like I just didn't have it seated quite right. So yeah. So this one was a nightmare, but Chad's went really well. And I did both of them. Charles, I'm gonna at you with a wild keyboard I saw. Yeah, please, 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 please. And if it doesn't work in here for some reason, just send it on Discord, Tatters. Let's see. Oh, I want to say I'm catching up on chat now. Outside of the US, getting a mechanical keyboard is so hard. Thankfully, there are a lot more affordable variants now from China. That's true. If you want to get a keyboard and you're in kind of like Western Asia, or if you're in Europe in general, it seems like the only real way to get an okay keyboard is to import it from like the Netherlands, because they have like some good import companies. I don't know. I actually don't know that much about it, so I should shut up. Tactile and clicky switches make Tatters irritated. Tactile always feels like I spilled soda in it. That's so fucking funny. Some Keychroms are going for like 45. They just got a nearly new one from Craigslist. Oh, Craigslist is the bomb if you want to find slightly used keyboards. It's the same with eBay to some extent too. The mechanical face buttons. Listen, it's funny that Tatters doesn't like the tactile buttons, because like putting those face buttons in took me from hating the DualSense completely. Like I couldn't stand how mushy the buttons feel to like using it all the time. I love it now. Like I said, for keyboards and for controllers, I'm like a slammer, because if I don't feel any feedback, then I can't play a game good. Okay, I've been living in places where it's quite hard to get cool plastic parts from. Yeah, it's a struggle. How are you going to go comms on COD lobbies? How are you gonna, with your fucking ripped ribbon cable? I mean, you know, I looked online. They're easy to get, but like, I just don't, honestly, that controller, ironically the second project and not the first, it was a fucking nightmare. Like it took, I think I maybe have opened that controller like 12 times trying to get those mods properly installed. Just because like as I said, the state of the controller was like kind of old and bad. Like the internals were ready to break, ready to tear. I don't even know what these haptic things feel like. Haven't tried the DualSense. Fucked up that they dropped the shock. It is fucked up that they dropped the shock. I mean, honestly, I don't notice much of a difference. I think that the biggest, the most notable and strange haptic feedback thing, it's gotta be the Steam Deck's pads. Because they're not like moving for real. It's hard to explain, but it's like, it's so weird. Have you been using that secondhand corn you bought? No. I keep trying to, it's in a, I'm looking to the side of my desk where it is. It's in a fucking, I keep it in a pillowcase because I recently overhauled the shit out of my desk and I was like, I need this corn out of the way. I'm having such a hard time with it. My roommate, or sorry, my housemate, Cece, who I'm doing call now with, so they have a Moonlander ergonomic keyboard. And I was kind of like chatting with them about it to talk about my corn, and I was like, how long did it take you to get used to, like, they don't use Colmac or anything like that, they just use QWERTY. And I was like, how long did it take you? And like, they use it heavily, like for their job and stuff, like they are doing text input constantly, and they're like, oh, okay, the cops are coming for me now because I didn't use my fucking corn, and now they're gonna arrest me. No, if you're a real siren aficionado, and I'm looking out the window to confirm this, you would know that that's a fire truck and not the cops. Anyways, so they use a Moonlander, which is like a specialty, very interesting keyboard. Instead of, you know how like on a normal keyboard, these letters, like they splay out, right? So on the Moonlander, they're just like straight in a column. And Cece was saying that's better somehow for what, like ergonomically, because they don't have to like roll their wrists. But anyway, so I asked them, how long did it take you to get used to using that? And they were like, oh, a month or two. And like, I am just not putting in the reps. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. But I'm really glad, I'm still glad that I have it, and I'm still glad I got such a fantastic fucking deal on it. Western style guy did know that it was a fire truck. We got a fire truck nowhere. Boyd says, I've used a controller mic when I plugged it into my PC. My default mic changed in Windows. Jesus. Hate it when that happens. Western style guy also says, I love the Steam Deck trackpad haptics. I've gotten a ton of mileage out of Steam Deck recently. I played the Ace Attorney Investigations duology. What the fuck do you call a 2-game series? But anyway, recently been playing on that. I'm a Steam Deck sicko. I love it completely. It's just the best. And that's all there is to say about it. Let's see. Tatter says, it took ortholinear is a good split-on-split ergo. It took me a month to get used to mine too. A toology. It took me time to adjust my split one. I'm hoping it would take me as long, but it's just a big amount to drop on maybe. Yeah, okay, so what, you're buying like a new one, Tatters? Like a new split you would be buying if you got a new one? Okay, so I did, actually before I got mine, and I mentioned I got mine used, but I have been doing, I had just happened to be doing a lot of research on them. I guess because I always had wanted one, and a couple of my friends seem to be interested in it, and my dumbass is constantly looking at keyboards just for fun. I'm not really, I know that I said I have 4 keyboards, and one of them is fake, and not like a real keyboard, but anyways, I'm not like a collector, but I think it's interesting, and I like how much they changed my life. Cause like it really helped with certain things to have like nicer keyboards. I think it matters a lot when you are, I don't know, I just think back to like when I was in school and I'm like, God, like I would have loved for these like 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 word papers if I had like a good keyboard and I wasn't just typing on these like fuck-ass Lenovo membrane keyboards. Develogia. I'm going to Google it right now, and you might be able to see it on my green screen, and that's your problem. Develogia. Keyboard. No, maybe I'm crazy. That's like the brand you want to get. Why are you saying, what was that? This is Turnip Juice said this, and not Tatters. Into a mechanical split to replace my Logitech Ergo. Oh yeah. Hello. Oh no! I don't want to pin this. Stop. Unpin. That's scary. I'm just, oh my. I'm having such problems with my setup right now. Oh yeah, she's a Twitch streamer. She knows how to do it. She knows how to do it. Okay. Back at home. The only thing that isn't for surviving was buying controllers. Hell yeah. Devalogia is not real. It's like Dulogia, but Diva is like 2 for quite a few languages. I see. I'm fucking, ooh, I can't remember. Okay, so I learned a little tiny bit of Russian one time. Because I used to talk to somebody a lot from Russia who I'm no longer friends with. Friendship ended with Russian friend, but long ago, before our countries were actively having this kind of problem with each other. It wasn't about politics, okay? It was just about interpersonal incompatibility. But since he was Russian, I was like, he kind of like encouraged me. He's like, okay, if you want to learn, maybe you could learn a little bit just for funsies. And so I did. So I could kind of sort of read the alphabet. And I know that like Doma is home, like, you know, and Molodets is like good job. But, like, that's all I know though. That's all I know. Maybe I know slightly more, but it was an interesting thing to learn a little bit about. I think if I could give people advice about the world, maybe Americans in particular, like, even if you don't want to learn like a whole entire language, I think it's nice to learn a little bit about like languages you happen to come into contact with. I think actually the reason I started like major things that like put me towards learning Russian, there's a meme that goes like, I don't dare to like try to speak it because I'm so bad at it, but it's like, I'm rich in your shit, and it's like, it's this girl and she's like holding iPads and she's like kind of greasy. It's like, I'm going to look it up because I always remember it wrong. I'm looking, ya baga ati galno. Ya bogata ati govno. Yeah, like I'm rich in your shit. That, I thought it was so funny. It kind of like inspired me. Hello, gamers. Lucky learning Serbian right now. It's quite similar to Russian. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know too much about Serbia. This music is nice. It's fucking Legend of Wulin Heroes. It's the original version. There's like a in the game there's like a New Year's event where you get to like pick a skill to like level up or something. This is the music that plays during. It does sound like Shenmue, doesn't it? But it's not Shenmue. I was just talking about like I should have in a previous stream. I was like, I should be playing Shenmue for churltober because I love it so much. What was like the gamer claw? Okay, so back to what Tatters Matters was saying. I wonder if you have messaged. Yeah, I think you might have. What? Hold on. I have to tell everybody what I want to do this week. Okay, and then I have to go. Okay, whoa, Tatters, what the fuck is this? This looks like a Lenovo, but you put extra keys on it. Text Shinobi mechanical keyboard. Jesus Christ, and they only have red switches right now, but is it hot swappable though? No, it's not. Well, it doesn't matter. This is still cool. Text Shinobi mechanical keyboard. I think this is fucking expensive. But you know, it's like, maybe this is great for you. Let me read what you said again. Looking at two things, a mechanical split charge and a normal shaped one for blender usage. The Moonlaner came up. I'm a nub user, but I can't. But what if I do? What that nub do? So the nub, do you remember like old lap? I mean, you're probably joking. You're saying like, or maybe you're not. I don't know. Okay, so like, imagine you have a keyboard and it's a laptop keyboard, so you have to be using a trackpad if you don't have like a mouse. But the nub allowed you to like use the cursor and like move it around. Could you click the knob? I don't remember. But it's basically just like a cursor that is a little easier to do than going like that on your trackpad. I actually don't know. We got laptops pretty late in the family. I see. It's funny, my oldest ThinkPad, I recently exploded it. I took it completely apart. It's so old. I don't know exactly when I got it. 2009, 2010, and I've kept it all these years. And actually, I can't reach it because I'm short, but I took out, the main thing I wanted to do was take out the hard drive and take whatever's left on it, and amazingly, the drive was alive after all this time. So I did, but yeah, so that computer from like 2010, it was probably like the very last computer you could get that had the little nub. It's like a little rubber nub between the G and the H key-ish. Clipping the nub is banned in a lot of countries. Ooh! edgy joke, but it's funny joke. Tatter says, I used my nub so much in college it split in two from my nail. That's crazy. The nub was so good. Got a lot of nub lovers in here. I have never seen the nub. We have to introduce you to the nub sometime. I'm embarrassed and also busy, so I can't get the keyboard with the nub to show you right now. The reason I'm embarrassed is because I mentioned I took apart that ThinkPad. I took it the fuck apart. It is like, it's blasted, like nobody is gonna be able to use it for anything. Maybe, unless you're like a freak. So I have all the parts in like a trash bag and I'm just gonna like go recycle it somewhere. That's why it's embarrassing. It's crazy. I even took out like the RAM and all the screws and stuff. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, Chad just came in. He's doing some stuff elsewhere in the house, so he was just checking in. Okay. Turnip Juice says, okay, Tatters is leaving. Goodbye, Tatters. You're not here to hear me say goodbye, but you might be back after you walk your dog. My own dog has magically stopped bothering me to go on a walk because it's raining. She doesn't like it. But I will have to take like a... because it's raining, the walk will be like 1 minute instead of 20. She fucking hates it. Someday Turnip Juice will see a nub. Well, that day can be... Okay, look under my underarm. Do you see this? See that red dot? Here, I wonder if I can show you better. I need to show you better. I just can't quite... Oh! Wow, I was even right about where it's put between the G and the H key. Okay, zoom in. And move it. Okay, not like that. Oh my god. This is a very fun challenge, let me tell you. It's not working. Can I open image in new tab? And zoom in like a lot? This is funny as hell. Okay. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Oh! Go down a little. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Oh, but I think Turnip Juice is getting a cookie right now, and he's... How's your chess journey going? So I think, this is what I think. For the amount of time I've played chess, I feel like I've made major strides in my ability to understand chess. Just like playing the game a couple times has really helped in ways that I didn't think I was mentally capable of. But having said that, I'm still extremely bad at chess. Wait, did I challenge you the other day? Did you maybe send me a move and I've been ignoring it or something? Anyway. Chess is going okay. I need to, I think I just need to keep at it, and I think I could get, okay at chess, like, pretty easily. I'm not sure what my goals with it are yet. I think, right now I'm kind of just like, let's see what the fuck happens. But am I Magnus? Am I, what the fuck is that guy's name? Hikaru? Yeah, I'm not Hikaru, and I'm not Magnus. But I'm enjoying myself with chess. No, I don't know if we challenge each other. Check your account, motherfucker. I'm pretty sure... Sorry I called you that. Pretty sure I sent you a game. Unless I'm just wrong and I, like, didn't press the button. Chess does do neurological damage to you, I think. It's the evil version of Tetris. Are you kidding me? Are you just saying that? Yeah, Tetris, famously, it's used in EMDR, trauma processing. And a lot of people on Reddit, if you post on Reddit and you say, like, I just got in a car crash, they'll be like, play Tetris now! It does actually, even that stupid Reddit version, I think it does work for some people. Anyways, Amos, you should do chess on leverless. What about... Well, I'm looking this up. Leverless. Oh, like the controller. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, he should. Just look at what chess did to Bobby Fischer. Yeah, good point. Would you... I think it's more that chess attracts weirdos and not that it creates them, but I don't know for sure. Was it that Bobby Fischer got, like, you know, because he got chess famous, he got, like, into bad shit? I think that is actually literally what happened, yeah. All the chess guys who lose 10 pounds playing chess at tournaments. Oh my gosh. I was about to say something like, no, but I can't. I actually couldn't stand to lose 10 pounds playing at a chess tournament. I live my life on very narrow margins for that. If I could lose like 2 pounds playing chess, then I think I'd be okay with that. Oh, by the way, turnip juice, because you're back from getting a big cookie. Look, that's the nub. Do you see it? See it? You see it? So if I was gonna pretend to use it, like if I wanted to move my mouse on the screen, I'd go like that, and it would move the cursor. And I think you can also click it. I see the nub, you see it. I kind of want to keep this backdrop. I think it's really funny. By the way, just this whole stream, like I've been hand sewing this border. And this is how far that I got. Got to here. And I could soon be done with an edge, basically. So something happened. We can all be proud of that, can't we? I think I have got to trim this more, though. Here I'm trimming. I'm just trimming what you fucking earthlings would consider to be the batting of the quilt, but what is also the backing of the quilt. Okay. This quilt kicks ass, by the way. Oh, thank you! You want to take a better look at it? You've probably seen it before if you know about my quilts. It's the really fucking Mondo Huge Crazy quilt. I've streamed it quite a few times. And now we're just putting the edge on it, and hopefully then it will be done. It will be done. It will be done. Okay. Something, you know, it's been in queue for a couple of years, but I haven't been working on it for years straight. I really have been working on it for like, maybe like a week and a half is the total time elapsed. I was talking to Amos about chess. I definitely feel like my brain is occupied with too many things to learn to be better with chess. Let me make like a funny comment that's like self-serving. I could say like, you should play people who are like worse than you, like me, and then you'll feel really good about your chess level. You might not learn anything, but you will realize that you're okay at chess. But yeah, it's true, Turnip Juice. We were just talking about how it feels like there's too much shit to do. In my case, because I know that it's interesting. I don't know why sometimes I'm okay with it and other times I'm not. Like with piano learning, the fact that I don't progress past a certain point is really killing me, and it's making me very mad, and like to the point where like I don't want to play anymore sometimes, or like I don't want to practice because I just like it's just like a reminder of how bad I am, right? But then realistically, the fact that I can even go walk out in the living room and play piano along with like whatever my friends are doing and it doesn't sound all that bad, it's like that itself is like indicative that you have learned something, right? But I guess like when we look at learning, we don't necessarily want to be like that's like loser mindset, right? Because you don't want to just like affirm that you're good or whatever. You would at least need some kind of balance. Piano is also a lot of what you're trying to learn. Yeah. But I mean, see, I'm lucky though with piano because like I've already been playing music like a long time. It's just that have I talked on the stream before that I'm still waiting for my violin to come back? Oh, it's like at some point I kind of just started to cope with the fact that like I'll never see my violin again. And then I got news that my violin went out of my parents' possession and into my in-laws' possession, which is good because it means I can have it back. But now my in-laws, they won't mail me my violin, so I can't play it still. But it's in safe hands, so I feel a lot better. Meanwhile, Eric Satie goes brr. If you're trying to learn lists, it's gonna kick your. Oh no. See, I'm not even doing that. Like I don't care. I just want to play like fucking anything. This is my personal niche thing. I feel like YouTube made everyone think they either have to be the #1 at their hobby or not bother. I agree. It's frustrating that it is the case. In my case, okay, so it's an odd time in my life because historically that stuff, like my mental game was really strong and like I didn't care if I was bad at something or that I was never gonna learn something. Like it didn't matter to me and I was just like, oh, I just don't do that then. Like I'd rather min-max all my points into art, and I still feel that way to some extent. But I guess what happened was that like my ambitions kind of like outgrew that way of thinking, and now I'm kind of like struggling with it a little bit, I guess. I guess it's like, yeah, again, like to speak, and I said this earlier, like speaking of piano specifically, like I now have like firm goals about piano, like that I want to learn certain songs and play them in tempo and like from start to finish without needing to stop. Like those are all kind of hard things to do. Like I can weirdly enough, I'm good at improvising on the piano though. Like I don't know how to read music, and I'm not, it's an odd place to be where like you're musical but you're not like formally trained in something to the point that you could like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like I'm trying to like, I feel like I've inadvertently talked my skill at piano. I'm really not that good at piano. Okay. I didn't know you were fiddle. That's badass. Yeah, it's true. I've been playing violin for a long time. Since I was like 6 or 7. It's now been a number of years since I played it. Maybe 3 years. So if you gave it to me today, I don't think I'd produce something terribly compelling for you, but I can play you a song on it for sure. With chess, I feel like it's a type of game. Any kind of person can just play it. I think that's mostly true. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I think I agree. I like that. And there's a big whole internet push to try to monetize and splurt out all your hobbies. Actually, that's been happening for quite a long time now. Alright, so when I was like 20, I've been actually sewing longer than it might seem. I've only recently gotten into quilting, like in the past couple of years. 2021, I think I started. But I've always known how to sew because, since I'm smaller, I got into the habit of like tailoring my clothes, like, but small alterations, nothing good. I don't have like a serger. I didn't have a machine for a long time either. So like nothing crazy, but like it's more than most of you can do. Not in a mean way, just like you don't have to do it because stuff fits you and you don't care about like, I'm vain. So like when I wear something, I don't want to look like I put on my fucking dad's shirt or something. I want to look cool. When you are small or short, because I'm not really, I'm normal size, but like you sometimes you begin to get a complex about not looking put together because you don't. Anyway, so that was a big motivator for learning a lot of sewing. And at one point I was making I was making stuffed animals out of socks, like bunnies and like monkeys and stuff, just like for fun in practice. And like it had been said to me many times, like, oh, like this could be your big break, like this should be your job now. And it's like, if you start to think about it, like, no, it absolutely shouldn't be your job now to be making sock guys. Like you'd have to be charging like $500 per sock animal, and like you'd have to market it, and you'd have to like, it's just like, this was in the days before it was common for people to like be selling bespoke shit on Etsy or something like that. Like I feel like it's way more common now. But like I think that sort of rhetoric has always been floating around me, and like I think like maybe even like quilting, like that's another thing of like it shouldn't be a jobby. Like to monetize your hobbies is like, it can be kind of an ugly thing to do. To make you feel as though like, you know, this has to be your livelihood now. Like that kind of sucks. But it's weird because it's like it's two different things, right? Because like I never even mentioned, by the way, speaking of being an artist, like the churls is down there. They're funny. I just like, I thought it'd be funny because I'll usually be down there. It would be funny to have all the churls in my OBS together. But anyway, related to art though, like, so I am an artist, and it's weird. When I talk to people over the years, they're pretty not jealous, but they're like yeah, envious is the nice way to say that. Not jealous, but they're like, oh, like I wish I could do art. But it's like, you know, it's so, I can't speak for every artist. Being a freelance artist for me, it's like, it's very demanding, and I kind of am mostly doing it because I can't do anything else. Like my illness kind of keeps me from attending a 9-to-5. If you would miss more than 2 days a month at your job, you are not gonna get a job. Like that's, and I can assure you it'd be way more than 2 days that I'd be missing on a regular basis because of my fucking disease. Chess is super approachable. I played it against my uncle a lot growing up. Capital pilled freak brain. Loaf Sneeze says it depends on the hobby. Yeah, I mean, if there's a market for what it is you want to do, then yeah, I mean, even something like controller modding, if you are able to do it like passively and not ruin people's controllers, you 100% can do like a shell modding business. People do it. I think you just have to find the niche, and then you have to get really comfortable with doing it. But for stuff like maybe handmade quilts or semi-handmade quilts, perhaps. And like, this is just an example. As I say it, I realize it's not that true because these are like actually kind of hard to come by in this day and age. It's like everything, you know, people cannot just indiscriminately go like, oh, like you'll be a fucking millionaire if you do this. Like it takes so much work. It does. Like or like streaming, like being a famous streamer. Like, could we all relate to that? Some of us in here, like, it's, if you wanted to, like, it's almost like working in sales, like how much self-promo and like self-management and like scheduling, and like you have to be really serious about how you do it. I feel like the common denominator with success is not like how much you enjoy something, it's how much work you're gonna put into something. And like that can be a hard pill for people to swallow. And it shouldn't maybe be applied to everything that you do. Like, you know, be careful, because like you're going to take something you love and turn it into a job that has consequences. For some. Like, okay, for me, I think it worked out really cool that I, you know, because of my freaking illness, that I had this option where I could do other things. Like, that was great. And I have that personality already. I love to work. I love making goals. Like, it was a big part of like growing up and escaping kind of like the not so great childhood situation I was in, was like learning that having a work ethic feels really good, and that completing goals gives you like so much confidence, even if it's small goals. Like, even just like finishing this quilt will make me pretty happy probably, or like doing your homework, or like finishing big projects. Like, it's crazy. It's great what consistency can do for you. And if it was kind of like a novelty, it was a novelty for me at first, that you could be consistent and you would just get good results from being consistent. Because that was not something that was like really pushed by my parents. Anyways, Caraberry Cola says that luck is like a really big part of it. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like what goes viral. You know, not necessarily in the internet sense. What goes viral, what doesn't. Turnip Juice says it's extremely demanding for me. I feel very similar. I don't think with my health I'd be able to work regular work. Not like I know anything that isn't drawing right now. Any work. Yeah, I don't I sense we might be in similar situations, Turnip Juice. I don't, not to be like name you on my stream and talk about you, but like I guess things you've said before made me think like, oh shit, like I wonder if we even have like similar health condition here, because like that it sounds, you know, some of those sentiments is like it's a really big part of the things I also have to deal with on a pretty regular basis. Trying to convey to my dad, nobody will hire a lady who can't stand for more than... Yeah, they fucking won't. You have to be like... yeah. I had a relative who was a surgical tech. Do you know what a surgical tech is? I'll tell you. You know when the doctor goes scalpel and somebody puts it in his hand, and that person has also already like laid out the tools, made sure they're sanitized, that's a surgical tech. But the shifts are long. It's like not as bad as being a nurse, but close. Like you'll be on call. You have to stand like 7, 8, 10 hours a day. It is hard work. It is good money though. So that relative would suggest that people go to surgical to go get their accreditation, because you don't have to go to through college. You don't have to go through 4 years of college. You just get accredited, and like it's like 2 years of school, I think. So, but you know, just being like, hey, like I remember talking to them being like, you understand, like, you know, you quit this job, or like you retired from this job because it was becoming so hard on you. Like, you think that just anybody can do that? And they were like, I guess not. They had to admit that not everyone could do it. You know, least of all, like, I don't know. Even a lot of normal people, I feel like, normal in the sense of like doesn't have anything wrong with their health, could maybe find that a pretty tall order. Quilts are in a weird position. They aren't worth that much in the abstract. They are also very labor intensive, which is why they tend to end up as heirloom items with sentimental items with sentimental value. Well, check this out. When I was growing up, we always had patchwork quilts. Like, that was on all of our beds. I thought they were easy to get and buy and stuff. When I grew up as an adult and I didn't have any more of these patchwork quilts because I had moved out of my parents' house, I was like, I'll just go buy one. You can't fucking buy one. Like, not for like $20. They cost a lot of money, even when they're like mass produced. So that's actually ultimately the motivation for getting into quilting for me at the end of the day. Aside from the fact that it's so fun to make these, is that like if you want to have like nice things like this, I think it's actually cheaper to make them yourself. Especially if you're like me, you know, this is made out of like fabric I found secondhand, or like at the thrift store, or like stuff from old projects, you know, because like the whole thing with quilting historically anyways, it was like, you know, upcycling we call it nowadays, but like you use like your old clothes and stuff to, you know, create quilts. Since you couldn't just shit them out. They had to be made, and getting them, you know, getting the supplies for them, it was something that happened along with your life. It's like composting or something, you know, like you happen to be eating, so you happen to be generating compost. It's like that. But yeah, because now because it's not that popular anymore to like make quilts, and if you don't know anything about quilting and you try to get into quilting, you'll be told up front straight away that you have to have these machines, you need to have these equipments, you can only make quilts this way. I think it takes a certain kind of person to realize there are actually workarounds for all these things. Like, instead of a batting and a binding and stuff, you can just use a fleece blanket. It's a very warm quilt, like I'm doing here. So if you just happen to have like an old blanket that you think looks like shit, you can, you know, incorporate that into something new. Like, I think it's fascinating to me, I think, to realize there's a lot of different approaches, and whatever you make, it's not going to be something that's all that accessible to like people in the world. You see them in thrift stores. It's true. You can get really good quilts in thrift stores. I've got like 1 or 2 that I got from a thrift store that are great. You seem otherwise you gotta know someone. My mom made a quilt out of my dead stepdad's jeans, and I have no idea what to do with it. That's too weird to use and too personal to get rid of. A jilt. Yes, it's a jwilt. I think you should use it. It's just my 2 cents. I think that's like, or you can display it. I don't want to show you. It's weird because you'll have to see my room. I have a quilt that I made. It's like hanging. I've got 2 big double doors in my room that we don't use because they go to the living room and like we just cover it up and use it as a wall, right? So to cover up the doors, I've hung a big quilt over it. And so I get to just like look at the quilt and I get to, you know, and it's cool. It's cool to have it there. It's sort of an heirloom item. Says no midden about the jwilt. Thrift quilts are almost always the result of people getting rid of real estate items. Oh, estate items, not real estate. Wow, wow, wow. You just reminded me. Estate sales in America, I can't speak for the rest of you, but like that's a great way to get stuff for like $1 that costs $1 million. Or even free, because at a certain point they're gonna be like, you know, everything must go about it. Just to get rid of everything. Oh, you reminded me. I passed up like a really good estate sale because I suspected they might have been like cat owners, and sometimes, especially at the end of life, they don't keep their houses too clean, and I'm allergic to cats. Allergic. I had a little quilt with these simple patch cats on it, hanging on my wall as a kid. It's gone forever and I miss it. Oh, that's so sad. But you know, you could always make a new one. No, but I feel the same. There's, yeah, it's a little heartbreaking, maybe. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happened by now, and if you don't, this is not shocking information. This is a couple years ago this happened. I'm estranged from my parents now, and some of those quilts that, like, I was very attached to, and I was told, like, oh yeah, like, you'll definitely get those, because I was the most, like, attentive child in my family. Like, I was the one, you know, expected to, like, carry on traditions or, like, take heirlooms and stuff like that. Anyway, not only are we estranged, but, like, one of my parents threw away most of, like, what we owned, or, like, just, it's gone. It's just forever gone. So, like, I've got, like, on my bed right now, I think I managed to save, like, just one quilt from my childhood. That's it. So, that's it. That's all I have. But that's all, and that's all that I will ever have anymore. So, I guess, like, maybe in some way, it's also, like, coping with everything that happened. A lot of the, like, let me look at this really quick, actually. I'm pretty sure I've got some stuff, like, from my dad's clothing in this quilt. So it's like your own way to kind of like restage it and be like, oh, it can be something good now and something you don't necessarily have to be, you know, like maybe it won't be taken from you or whatever. I think in the starting days of making these bigger quilts, especially like, I made like these silk tie quilts, like a lot of my dad's ties in there, a lot of stuff like stuff that my relatives gave me or whatever. It's just like, it was an interesting thing to have when like trying to psychologically work through it all. So that's another reason I really love quilting. Because I think it has this interesting emotional connection with your life. At least if you're doing it like this. So, one of the small edges of this quilt, not the wide side, we got it tacked down at least. It's not a very nice stitch, but it would work if you wanted to use it. Yeah, I don't, you know, beyond the quilts is like a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. I think one of my relatives tried to save some of the things from getting thrown away, but some of it, like old pictures that, like, you definitely can't get back, like, I think it may be gone. Like, some of that stuff may just be gone forever, and that's just, like, eh. I remember at first it was really hard to cope with that, but then it was like, you know, the more I think about it, the more I was like, you know, I think people in the world are dealing with that kind of thing daily. You know, people who get displaced, or, like, they can't go back, or stuff like that, or, you know, their countries are having war or whatever, and it's like, it's something that people will recover from. So, and you know, I've had like a few years now to kind of like think about it, get over it. I do think like it's also good too, because like I think maybe the worst part of some of those things that happened was just being like really, I don't know if codependent is the right word, but like just being really like, you know, like hanging on everything they do and say and stuff like that, and not having like your own life, your own belongings, like stuff like that. So like, I'm really glad that it's, in a way, I'm kind of glad that it happened, because like now I can just kind of like go live my own life and make my own stuff. Let's see. There's some things I still want to have for sentimental value. Also, it's just things a lot of time. Yeah, that's true. I think like, it's like I said about like the violin. I had kind of like given up on it, or like come to peace with the fact that like I wouldn't get those things back. And so now sometimes getting those things back is like very weird for me. because I was like, you know, I'd done everything I need to do to like let it go, and then I'm like, wait, but it's here. And it's not trivial, because like about like my violin, it's true, I'd have like nightmares about it and stuff, or not nightmares, but like I'd have these dreams where I was like getting it back, and then I wake up and I don't have it, like stuff like that. Nobin says, you always end up losing stuff. Most of my family photos got destroyed when a tree crushed my grandma's house. It's ephemera for a reason. Yeah, I think the more time goes on, it's true, like, it's just stuff, like, and it, you know, it's fragile, like, you know, our lives are fragile too, like, you can, you know, today might be like your last day on Earth or whatever, not to be all like weird about it, but you know, it's like, that's just true about living in a material world. So we just have to come to terms with that when we live our lives. Why am I being so deep after we've spent so much time talking about the nub? But it's all in the game. Wow, okay, so I think I have either 2 sides or 3 sides done. I can't tell. If I work from this edge to this edge, I might be like almost done. With just like the mere task of getting it tacked down. Not to talk about like nice finishing. It's still sad, but a little sadness gives life texture. Yeah, I'll say. Churls, we are drafting Bespoke Cube. Do you want to join our watch? Yeah, I have to, it depends at what time various things happen in my day. I promised Chad I would watch Indiana Jones Temple of Doom at some time today. So if that doesn't overlap, then yeah, I'll come watch, and I might even just come watch for a bit, because I was really curious to at least see it in action. The drafting, that is. Yeah. Let me think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's good to grow up and try to move past and like rebuild and stuff. When it comes to some of these like items, because like whoever in my family made this stuff, quilts initially, like they would never make something as interesting as this. So it's cool to like do your own stuff a lot of the time and learn your own way, go your own way. It does take a while to do the whole thing. You can just pop in or out. Do you know what time you might be starting to do that or finishing to do that? Cube stuff? Do you see me sticking pins into my keyboard desktop mat? Like a freaking caveman? 7:30 is the rough time. Okay, if movie stuff isn't happening, I can probably come in. Is my guess. Because it'll take a while, right? This could be like 4 hours easy, right? I asked my mom to bring me spoon and fork out of the ones we had in the family most of my life, so I can at least have that going on with me in the world. Yeah, that's nice. That's actually, it's funny. It's stuff like cups, mugs, like, sometimes for me too, was like, it ended up being like, I don't know, nice to have around. Like, I still like have, or I kept like some silverware, some coffee cups. I think like, yeah, I think the worst thing for me was like, there's nobody I can like check my memories with anymore, like commiserate about them anymore. So that's a little hard, but like, it's, you know, again, part of like starting new is like, now you're making memories with different people who you can trust, and like that, and now like those will be your like new touch points. I think it's just really hard to see it like that when you're in it though. How long would it take? Wait, is this not? Oh, no! Okay, no, it's nothing to be screaming about. She's fine, everyone, she's fine. Okay, let me just check. So this edge, I guess we just did that now, huh? And then this edge, it's also done. And then, okay, that doesn't look done. So I think I have two, if a quilt is a rectangle, oh my god, how? If a quilt is a rectangle, I've done like this much. It's so hot, I'm dying. This will be really good in the winter, but it's bad right now. I'm like, there's sweat. I'm perspiring. I'm sweating. Because this quilt is so warm. It'll take hours. It'll probably go past your bedtime. It will almost certainly. Although, let it be said, I really fucked up my sleep schedule lately. I've been going to bed. I've been falling asleep at midnight, which is not okay for me. Loves to get a quilt or make one someday. Okay, if I can, honestly, I know this might be weird or seem insincere, but if there's a way for me to send you one, I would do it. I've actually been trying to get my friends to like show interest. To show interest and be like, can I send you my stuff? Would you make me a quilt? Like, they just, nobody is fucking quilt pilled like me. So, it's not happening. And maybe there's more I could be doing to make that happen. And I guess it's a big commitment too. Maybe someone would be uncomfortable. Like, it's just like Loafsneeze earlier said, like getting the jwilt. Maybe it's weird and they don't want to use it. That, oh, don't have the money to commission? It may not be a problem depending. Like, if you, like, let's say if you want one just like this, which I don't necessarily recommend, this one in particular kind of sucks, but like, if you want one that's just scraps, like, it's possible that I wouldn't give a shit and I would just give it away. But maybe you have principles, so it's different. Or if it's the kind of thing where like, well, that will still cost money and maybe be hard. But if you want something that's made out of your own clothing, for example, it's like you have to send the clothing, obviously, and that costs money. But, and if anybody's getting ideas, I'm only offering it because, I don't know, like you can't get in touch with me and say like, hey, buy all the quilting stuff yourself and make me a quilt from scratch. I won't do that. But I could be convinced to give somebody a scrap quilt. That's not very good. That's not very precise. I definitely want to pay you for your work. Scraps are cool. I think that's interesting to me. We should talk about, not necessarily like, let's get you a quilt now, but like, I guess I'd be curious to know more about like what you don't like, or like, what do you think of that kind of thing when you think of a quilt? Yeah, but I'm kind of glad to be getting back to quilting. I think I'm thinking about like my quilts in progress. Like, what do I even have? I have, okay, I have like, including this one, I think I have three quilts in progress. Ooh, 4. I have 4 quilts in progress. But I really want to get back to it, and I also, I think I need to start making things that challenge my skill level a little bit more. We'll have to talk about that for sure. Well, maybe I will... Well, it's up to you, actually. You have 2 options. You can wait for me to direct message you on, like, Blue Sky, or if you want to add me on Discord if you use it, it's simply Churls. I don't care who knows. Like, if somebody else tries to add me, I simply won't add them. But anyway, if you would like to, then go ahead. Otherwise, I'll fucking find you. This quilt, I know I said it earlier, I'm like, I am sweating. Could you re-edge my little childhood? Honestly, yes, I could. I want you to understand, I'm not an expert level quilter, but if you have your blanket and you just want to like send it to me, yes, I would do that. Just pay for shipping, or get it shipped to me, and I probably have enough money to ship it back to you, I would guess. I'll add you in Discord. Yes, please. Do it! I love making friends on Discord and online. I'm so friendly. People don't even understand how friendly I am. This one guy, he DM'd me. It was crazy, actually. Can I tell a story? So I've been posting like my backlog of art just because like I don't have a lot of it on Blue Sky. You know, on Twitter I had a ton. But I posted some picture of my character, Milady, Maya, and it got a lot of traction for some reason. I think because one of my more popular friends shared it, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that's good actually. I like that." And another artist, like from France, I think, he's like 21, like young. He DM'd me, he's like, I find your art so inspiring, I think I'd really like to emulate it. And he's like, can you tell me a bit more about how you do it? And I was like, yes! Like, I live for people, like, asking me questions like that. I love to... I'm a yapper. I love to yap. Or if somebody's like, oh, like, what are your keyboard recommendations? I'm like... taping on my keyboard to tell them. Ooh, but anyway, so just to end that sentence, I like being talked to. I know some people, they're like, if you ask to talk to them, they get kind of mad. I would say that's the opposite. I love to talk. I like finding new people to talk to. So, having ended that sentence, speaking of keyboards, what do you think this is? Does that make it a little clearer? Is this a V? Is this a V keycap? I've got like a holder for my iPad Pro. It's like, it has a swiveling, like for the iPad, it's like a holder, and then it's on top of a keyboard, a membrane keyboard with a scissor switch. And yesterday, I spilled coffee all over it. I immediately turned it off. I flipped it over. I've been waiting for it to dry. I turned it back on. Some of the keys are not working, or they're working weird. And Chad says to me, why don't you try peeling up one of the keys? And as I'm doing it, he goes, wait, maybe you should stop. And I go, no. And I rip off the V key because it's not working. And I start to press just the switch, and it's working. It's working great. Mostly. Today, it's perfect now that it's dried out completely. But I go to put the V key back on. What do you think happened? I tore up like some little plastic bits that holds it to the scissor switch. So I've been spending all morning like screaming and like trying to figure out how would I fix this. And so I'm trying like a not too crazy approach right now. I just use normal glue, not super glue, and it's these bottom. There's like 2 plastic stalks on bottom that got ripped, so I'm seeing if I can glue it back to the mechanism, and I have it held together in this bobby pin. So that's my keyboard story. No! Churls used to send me postcards when I was in college. It's true! I love to send mail. It's fun for me. I've said it before on these recent streams, it's a sad day in America for guys and girls and others. If you like to send snail mail, it's a terrible time right now because of all the stuff that the administration is doing, especially with other countries too. So that sucks, but I really love to send snail mail. And the postcards that I made myself, Caro Berry Cola, it was maybe part of my Patreon at the time, which is I'd print postcards when I could and send them out to everybody, but it'd be like my own design, so like my old illustrations and stuff. So yeah, I did that. I got a quite expensive keyboard for my first mechanical, around $100 a few months ago. Newfie Kick 75 low profile. I think I know which one you're talking about. I will Googling. We're gonna see it. Oh, this is cool. I'm not okay. I've got some low profile keyboards, you know, like the holder for like my iPad, it has one. I think I prefer probably the high profile myself, but this is a cool keyboard. What the fuck is a blush switch? This is my first time hearing about that. I'll destroy the techno billionaires if they cause the post offices to stop sending letters. I'll do things nobody expected if that were to happen. I get really upset. I love how like, you know, it globally unites us. It's kind of like the internet in a way, isn't it? Sorry, we need the nub. Can I get the nub? We need nub. We need nub. We need nub. We need nub! Hold on. One of these days. Ah! Nub is there! Nub is there! Okay, we got Nub. Anyway, so that guy, speaking of which, to like circle back to my old story, the guy who was like, I'm so inspired by your art style, like I was like, give me a couple days, and like in that time I have just like a folder, and this is illegal, I don't care. It's not illegal, no it's not, shut up. But I have a Google Drive folder that like I put all my art books in, and that like I put my brushes in, perfectly legally, of course. So first I walked him through, I was like, okay, these are the artists nowadays that inspire me. I listed about 5 people. And then I was like, right before that I was like, so my characters that I draw, like for my story, they're actually, I'm gonna come out and say it, you're gonna figure it out anyways, they're heavily inspired by Final Fantasy Tactics. Like the way that those characters look. I don't draw that way, so it might be hard for a person to draw the connection, but it was like a big inspiration for me. So I was like, so start there. Like, look at Akihiko Yoshida's work. you know, that specific time frame because he didn't really do anything like it again. So, but that's, you know, I draw a great deal of inspiration from that. And then I was like, you know, then you can go on to here are the artists that I look at and like the techniques I try to emulate. And then like, here's my folder with all that stuff. And then I was like, if you need anything else, if there's anything else you need, if you need somebody to cheer you up because you don't like how it's going or like you want to show me your whips, like show me. And I think he was like scared that I answered in such detail or like he wasn't expecting it. But I like to be asked for my opinion because I don't think it's something that happens a lot. Oh, KBC, meant to write back but I was fucked in the head. But now your pen pals and T-Vac. That's so cute. It's okay that you didn't write back. I don't think there was ever a return address on those postcards. The scissor keys are evil, yeah. I'm a real keyboard taste haver. I've used the same HP membrane keyboard for 20 years and it still works. Yeah, you're cool for that. Don't worry. It's crazy. We have the technology for phones to work without energy in building with landlines and stuff, and some places in the world just stop using them. Yeah, it's insane. Yub nub. The clit. Oh, it's gone now. Where did the... Oh, yeah. It was covered. Heretic Ramza hours, Ramza's ass pants. A lot of the inspiration transforms into quite different forms in your own art. Like some of my favorite and most influential art is Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but I don't think you can really tell from what I do. It's interesting. 9, I think it's also one of my favorites as well. I do think like, but the sprites, the in-game stuff, more, and maybe the Amano's concept art, like those I think are my favorite. I'm like on the 3D renders. I'm like not that into it, but Crystal Chronicles, that's a game I didn't play, but I believe you. Love word. Pen pals, pen pals. I'd almost offer myself up for pen paling, but I feel maybe right now I have too much going on. I do have some postcards on you, so you want some postcards? Message me. I do feel, in spite of everything I said about like moving on, I do feel this sense of like I kind of do want to like keep talking to people I have known for a long time so that I have like some through lines in my life, even if the, you know, everything ends eventually, but if you could still make contact, I think you probably should. Ah! I dropped a pin in my keyboard. Shut up. Shut up. No, I didn't. And barely anyone played Crystal Chronicles because you needed GBA cables. Also, someone